very first Intel Extreme Masters champion we ever had, Morrow from Sweden. And people are like, you know, you're only winning because you're Terra. And he's like, well, I'm going to show all of you guys that it's not. And he never won anything again.
On the nameplate there,
yes.
Neeb is so big in the picture that his shoulder blocks the J in JonSnow, and it's just On Snow. Have you ever thought of that?
On Snow, that's a good name.
Yeah.
Alrighty guys, we have loaded into Asset Plant over here on the left top side. We're looking at the man that is your reigning WCS North America Challenger champion. He looked a little bumpy in the first series, but he did get the W. It is Neeb.
Neeb.
Neeb blood. Alex.
One of my favorite, completely inexplainable. I'm gonna delay this player introduction just for this story to put our production through hell. Neeb at BlizzCon 2 years ago, maybe, yeah, 2 years ago, put a formal request in to have his name changed to Neeblet. And the casters were like pulled aside at the BlizzCon final. We're like, refer to him as Neeblet. Because it's in the rules. Like, nobody looks this deep into the WCS rules. But you have to actually make a formal request to change your name. And then he switched back to Neeb. And nobody knows why. There's no answer.
I think it's easier.
Well, on the lower right-hand side, his opponent, based off of one of the characters of HBO's very own A Game of Thrones, it is Barristan Selmy. Production? No, it's not. It's JonSnow. Jared George, another man with 2 first names. Can't trust him.
Who's the other one?
It was a guy, well, I made this, I remember whenever I make duplicate jokes, and I said this yesterday. Can't remember who it was.
All right.
Oh, Neeb actually dies.
The probe got
Neeb
picked up.
sucks. Does anyone else feel like Neeb sucks?
Neeb just doesn't have it anymore.
Oh my god.
I was watching WCS North America the other day. And you know that probe that people send out to scout? He lost it.
I never lose it. Never.
I never even send it out. You can't lose it if you don't send it out.
Go back to 2017, Alex.
You know, Jeff?
Yeah?
You know that meme where you put your fingers to your head and you're like,
yeah,
you can't lose your probe if you never send it out in the first place.
That's right.
And you get extra money. Why do people even scout?
Can't fail to scout if you don't scout. Look at this. It's going to be a Stargate and a couple of Adepts coming out, Kevin.
Yep, obviously a very standard opening. I'm really curious to see what JonSnow is going to bring us. He showed us a little bit of both against MKing, but both games were on the verge of him being kind of all-in-ish. Now, even though Game 2 he won in the end with 80 drones and 5 or 6 bases, but it was off the back of a Baneling bust. And speaking of Baneling bust arenas, Jeff, what nah? You don't believe it?
I know, I believe it. I like it.
Yeah, it's going to happen.
Sometimes these top-end Protosses, too, are kind of a little bit greedy about their wall-ins. Like, the 3rd building will take a little bit of a while to get there. Now, if it does get there, by the way, it's going to be a solid wall-in, right? Assuming that that's another gateway or perhaps a robo that goes there.
Phoenix first is not going to help Neeb out, by the way. That means he's going to have less energy on the Oracle if he does decide to make an Oracle behind this. Maybe a Void Ray as a follow-up, if he identifies this, would actually be better. Now, let's see what Neeb truly sees with these Adepts. He's going to
let it finish.
Yeah, he's going to let it finish. And he sees a lot of links, and at this point, I think Neeb already knows what time it is. He's going to get 2 drones for his efforts. Now, what do you do, Neeb? He's going to make probably a shield better. No, full wall up.
Thick wall.
That's a thicker wall.
Yeah, it is a thick wall in right there. So what we saw last time is if you put the...
Just go for the Cybercore. Just go for the Cybercore.
Banelings in between. You get the Cybercore and the 2 buildings.
Yep.
Fit right in there.
But I think as long as you get the Cybercore and you can cancel Warp Gate, it's not that bad.
Neeb, you need more. You need more, my bro.
It's like no DPS at this point.
And if he loses the Cybernetics core, he's not going to be able to make sentries or adepts.
Why does he go for the gate? Why not for the core?
The Oracle.
I mean, there's
I think he's just softening it.
I don't like that. I would have gone for the Cybercore.
How do you like this?
Oh, I like it.
Do we though?
Nah, the Adepts are still in a good position.
Right there.
Oh my god, the probes. Oh, excuse me, the probes coming out. Now the Lings are kind of trapped as well.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. And it's 18 Lings behind this. Guess what JonSnow's going to do after this?
That's why, like, as long as you cancel the Cybercore and there's no Warp Gate, this is not all that bad, even if you don't kill a lot of workers. But now, he didn't kill a lot of workers, and all he got for his efforts was a gateway. That's simply not good enough.
Yeah, well, this is a defended Ling all-in. He's even making Banelings. It's still just Lings behind this.
Neeb knows about it. Neeb is going to pick off these morphing banelings in his main base. Maybe these Zerglings will be able to get into the main base one more time, but that's about it. They really won't get much done here. Look at all these shield batteries, Jeff. There is a ridiculous amount of energy on it. It's just Zerglings. Yeah, he's ultra all in. And I think this is going to be a very short one because Neeb has all the right tools in place to deal with this. He's really not going to lose much at all. He's still up 23 workers. And Neeb is saying, Jon_Snow, like, mate, I'm not playing Terran over here.
Not only does JonSnow know nothing, he has nothing as he taps out in game number 1. And Neeblet, the Thunder Shaft, whatever you call him, he's a winner.
Why do they call him the Thunder Shaft? You don't know?
Can't imagine. I think there's probably a couple dozen young people in high school that could probably answer that question, but I can't.
It was, for the people who are not aware of this one, it was my favorite moment watching you guys in that previous WCS NA Challenger, the one for Austin. I was laying in my bed at home watching some games on my mobile phone with the app. And then I saw, you guys did a triple cast, by the way, for that one.
Yeah.
Because that was during Neeb versus Massa.
Yeah.
Since the final was just a triple cast?
They really were feeling Nathanius. They wanted to get him involved one way or another, and they just put him in there.
Well, yeah, there was a discussion between Fear Dragon and In Control and Nate's giggles about why Alex was called the Thunder Shaft in high school, and I enjoyed the conversation a lot.
You know what, though? I do cringe a little bit when we talk about this, because it was funny, but Mr. Fear Dragon, who is kind of the on-site reporter of the North American scene, Neeb went to him and was like, hey, I don't like that you told that story.
Oh, really?
I do not want to be known as the Thunder Shaft. Yeah, so I accidentally said it earlier, but actually, we have a request from the man himself to please. That's a part of his life that is gone now. If you could just refer to him as just normal old Thunder Shaft or Haft. I don't think it's actually a shaft at all.
No, it's not.
It's just Thunder Haft.
Alex Sunderhaft.
Anyways, he's up 1-0, and I gotta say, the storyline for me off that first game, and it's, you know, it's a best of 3. You're gonna try some weird stuff. But from the very same Ravi, who knows these guys really well, he says that JonSnow has a tendency to, when he faces some of these guys, just be like, well, I can't beat him, so I got to get weird. I feel like the initial bust was okay, but to follow it up with 16 more lings is really reaching, because it got put down hard.
To go back to the previous game, I really feel that, I mean, I know the Cybernetic score has a little bit more HP than the Gate, but that Cybernetic score was almost as exposed as the Gateway, so why not just go for the Cybernetic score at that point? I know that the Gate wasn't totally done yet, so maybe you could say it's easy to bust, but Neeb was aware of it. From the moment he shaded those adepts into the main base, and he knew exactly what was going on, I mean, he was just ultra ready. He was getting defensive shield batteries. He went for that tick wall, like you said as well. And then I mean, we've seen games like this before where Zerg players just set up with a Cyber Core. And if you get the core before Warpgate finishes up, at least you put Protoss in an awkward place.
Yeah.
Now you put Neeb in a place where, yeah, he lost a gateway and he was fully walled in. But he was also 20 workers ahead. And at that point, there's just nothing you can do. So over here on the left top side, our reigning WCS North America champion, spawning as the Red Protoss, it is Neeb.
Yeah, there's no shaft there. It's just aft. And his opponent, the lower right-hand side, excuse me, based off of George R.R. Martin's award-winning series, A Song of Ice and Fire. It is the StarCraft 2 player, I think from New York. Nope, pull that back real quick. We're not there yet.
Jeff,
it is.
We have no time.
JonSnow.
Jeff, we have no time. Look at this, Jeff.
Oh my goodness.
That is an NA special.
Hey. So apparently with Neeb, if you win the first game, you 4-gate the next game. But this is a
different 4-gate.
This is a Wings of Liberty era PvP 4-gate.
Now, JonSnow did not see this yet. The first Overlord somehow missed 4 gateways in the middle of the map. The second Overlord is staying at home. And he's about to find out.
Can you go back to that Overlord, by the way?
Which one?
It's just such a funny, like, juxtaposition. Like, it's just staring off into the distance, and, like, just outside of its vision is everything. And it's just like, yeah, can't see that far.
It's tonight is Overlord. Oh my goodness.
We're all good here, though.
So he still, JonSnow still doesn't know. He does make 2 Zerglings. It's a start. But he's going to need Spine Crawlers and Queens. I think that's ideally what you want to have. Spine Crawlers, Queens, nothing but Queens. He does fire up 2 Queens, obviously, as you always do.
I'm going to be honest, this is a weird thing, because actually you can lose the natural, and as long as you're mining gas, still win the game from there.
Well, JonSnow scouts the main now, and he's like, wait a minute,
What's happening?
What? Okay, I guess Zealots are running towards my natural, so now he starts up the Spine Crawler immediately.
You actually have to run into the main, I think. Yeah, that's what he does. You don't even worry about the natural.
I think it's important for Neeb that he prevent... the spine is well protected, though.
Get the spawning pool, maybe.
You think?
Yeah, the drones are tough.
Yep, that's a good pull. I like this so far by JonSnow. I think he's making the correct calls. He's, of course, going to end up losing quite a few drones, but that's okay, because Neeb is ultra committed to this attack, because he built 4 gateways in the middle. You cannot lose the Queen, though. What? I guess he was microing the Queen in the natural. That's really bad news, but the spine does finish up. 7 drones going down, but the spine is up, Jeff.
Yep. And with the Queen being dead, the reason why Roddy kind of emphasized that is that's your production. That's how you get the big inject, and then all of a sudden 20 Lings can show up, and with speed they can run to the other side of the map and maybe win the game.
Yep.
But as it is right now, he still is going to try that, I think, with the Lings, but they actually just died to rallied Zealots.
This is bad, because you mentioned that spawning pool. It is indeed awfully exposed, so you may actually try to get the pool, and then you can get the hatchery in the natural. You don't have to go for the spine immediately and make things awkward. I would actually love to see Neeb go for the pool. I think that would be really cool.
Well, he can almost just run this over, by the way. He's getting, how many Zealot sets? Like 8 over there?
Okay, there are Lings running towards the other side of the map now. It's 4 Lings that are running towards the main, and 4 Lings is already a little bit problematic for just probes.
He actually, yeah. Okay, here we go. This is going to be the main fight to decide this. And he's going to need to hold position. The drones. Oh, he gets 3 Zealots on top of the
That's
spine.
4 Zealots on top of the Spine Crawler. And now, oh my god, look at this. 1 Zealot holding down the fort against all these Lings. I think this is it, man. This is so many Zealots. And of course, yes, there are Lings being annoying on the other side of the map. They have been cleaned up. I think Neeb has done it. Can we get some memes where instead of having 2 proxy gates in his eyes, he has 4?
Yeah.
He's got 4, Jeff.
But we don't even do that graphic because that's the warp gate thing that they do with the eyes. Oh, it's just gateways.
Yeah, well, make it gateways, Jeff. I don't want to see.
I don't care. It's just do it.
Yes, just
make the graphic.
Double gates.